that did okay. Let me just unmute Fear Dragon here. And StarCraft. There we go. Hello, Fear Dragon.
Hey, how's it going?
It's okay. I did not expect to have to stream today, so I woke up like 45 minutes ago and saw a bunch of messages. Well, I actually saw Twitter first, and then I figured that's what all the messages on Skype were for, so I figured it out. So yeah, the issue today might be with the sound balancing, as seems to always be. As I recently changed over computers, so while I tried to exactly like transfer over the settings from OBS Studio, which I had literally just downloaded and fixed on the old computer, so this is like the second time going around in the last 2 weeks, it doesn't seem to be a perfect match, even though it sounds okay in my ears. It's very different, so hopefully this is approximately good. Of course, the issue might be with StarCraft 2, so I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like that is just my pain every single time I broadcast. I will do, no matter how many audio checks I do, somebody will say that the audio is completely off in terms of like the broadcast.
Yeah, well, I was excited to do a delay too, because we're not going to know for another 2 minutes, but that'll be fun. We'll work through it. Also, I guess, just in cases, I am running at 1080p, so, you know, if the stream starts dropping and cutting out and stuff, then I might have to swap over, but I was pretty close to being able to do it on my last computer, and that one was like a 1.5 years old, so I'm pretty sure this one can do it, and so far so good. Just have to
1080p 60?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
So fancy.
Yep. That's not even the reason I really got a new computer, but it's an added benefit, though.
You got a new computer to play another Mass Effect game or something, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I wasn't. Although it will be very pretty when I play it on my computer. No, I got it to like make a smaller computer. Like I actually thought about taking a picture of my old computer and my new one. It's my old one was pretty massive. I guess not so, it's not so different from most other gamer PCs, I suppose. A lot of people would choose like the large container, large cases, but I chose a very small one for my new one so I could travel with it. And it's like, and you can't see this here, Dragon, but it's like seriously this big, guys. Like it's very small. Anyway, but I also had the added benefit of having to upgrade all the things because I had to change out my motherboard anyways. That's the one thing that has to be specific to the size of the case, and then it was a whole thing.
I love how that's how technology works, where it's like, well, I bought a new computer with upgraded parts, and it's all just smaller than the old one.
Yeah, that is how technology works. The bracket is finally up, so about enough time for that. I'll let you choose who we get on the cast.
Oh, man. I mean, if you let me choose, I'm either going to choose Kelazur's game or MCanning's game.
That's fine. That's probably something Rifkin also would have chosen.
Okay. You know what? I have been watching MCanning stream for the past hour since I woke up, and he is playing versus Hurricane in a PvP. I think that might actually be a pretty good match. MCanning has been on the rise. I think in some of the previously Olimoleagues, he actually has had some pretty deep runs. So I'm looking forward to this.
Okay. I'll just invite him rudely and even talk to him.
Don't worry. I'll talk to him.
Just be like, get in here. If I see him.
Sweet deal.
Okay, the cat is blocking the friends list. Wait, what are you doing to me, cat? Come here.
Nice that we're starting in the second round, though. So we're already starting in those best of threes. I think a couple of players are still in the best of one, round one phase.
Yes, that's true. What account is MCanning on?
He's on North America. I messaged him.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I'm a little bit hesitant because I know that he has been streaming for like 5 or 6 hours, and he said he's like, yeah, this is gonna be fine. Like I'm gonna destroy those Koreans in Hurricane because it's only 7 a.m. right now, so he's not suffering too bad of a disadvantage.
Oh, he's on East Coast. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, how you liking that daylight savings time?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I mean, I woke up last week's Olimoleague really well too. I don't know. Recently I've been waking up pretty well at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever. Which is good
You're
because
just hyped for Korea.
yeah, probably. I mean, that's how I used to get through early mornings back in the day. It would just be like, oh, yes, I'll do it because it's cool, because it's Korea, and then I'd sit down and do it. But I've just gotten used to the time by now, maybe. What's to talk about? Oh, right, because I should be getting used to it because we have a bunch of BTSLs to cast. Like, we have 4 in a row, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
So
You guys have been piling it on with all of those Korean casts.
that's true. So me going to Korea would ideally even do better than not being. Well, Hurricane joined the lobby for like a second. What are you doing to me?
Yeah. I don't know how that goes. Sometimes players can fuzzle me. I also feel like I was thinking about this earlier, where it's like, you know how you'll sometimes get a friend request from players and you're like, I'm not sure if you really want to be my friend, like you think that I'm a cool person, or you just meant to invite me to a game lobby. But either way, I'm really happy about it.
I've never had that experience. I just assume that they friend
What?
me because I barely get any friend requests. So
I rarely get friend requests too, but I casted a weekly cup with Byun, and I was just like, Byun sent me a friend request.
oh,
That's pretty cool. He probably just meant to send me a game invite, but that's still pretty cool.
Byun's a friendly guy.
No, take backseats. Diana is a friendly guy. I've never really interacted with him before, though.
That's weird.
I
I thought Twitch alerts would have fixed itself being at the same resolution now, but it's still very, very tiny in the upper right. Maybe I'll look into that after, but yeah. You also, of course, guys, again, a couple of hiccups here and there. I tried to perfect everything, but again, like, tell me what the StarCraft sounds like and compared to our voices and all that, but you'll notice that there's no donation or subscription, the text, there you go, text, I guess, because what I used to do, this is like some secret, you know, cool streamer thing, is that I used to have Twitch alerts beta and Twitch alerts like regular, and beta was on your desktop as a program, and then the regular one used to be like a Chrome app. So you could have two and connect them to 2 different accounts, and you wouldn't have to re-sign in. That's what I used to do, but Twitch Alerts has officially moved over to Streamlabs and officially moved over to just the desktop app, so I only have one. And if I had to log in to each one every single time, they'd have to send a verification code, because 2-step authentication is on, and Rifkin would have to be awake to actually get the code, and he's not. So also, those of you who are
just
asking...
want to send him a text message right now. Just wake him up.
Yeah, after he took so long to go to sleep. Yep, that would be the nicest thing for me to do. Yeah, but that is why, guys, he's not here, is that he wanted to be here, and he tried to be here, but unfortunately he wasn't, like, even, I think he was, like, awake, like, even, like, an hour and a half ago, so he just got no sleep, and, yeah, Fear Dragon to fill in, and Fear Dragon was, I guess, still awake, so, here he is now! It's like 4 a.m. on the West Coast, and you have work after this, but you're still here.
I got the double day passion.
Yeah, you do. I guess that aside, we are getting into a best of 3. It's North America versus Korea. And the top left, as the orange Protoss, it is MCanning.
And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Protoss player, Hurricane. So, in my mind, MCanning, or as I like to say, McCanning, just because it's the wrong way to pronounce his name and it annoys him, I think he's got a pretty strong PvP, and in terms of chances for taking out someone like Hurricane, it may be one of the better matchups to try and take out a really good Korean.
Yeah, I agree. He didn't look so hot versus Neeb, Sunday? A couple days ago? 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Or 3 days ago,
That
actually.
was
Saturday. Yeah.
Those were a rough couple of matches.
They were pretty rough. I mean, MCanning looked... I mean, he was making smart decisions, and he was responding. He wasn't just stuck being like the disruptor guy and getting countered or anything like that. But yeah, he was kind of just outpaced by Neeb. I still like Neeb though. For me, if I had Neeb up against Hurricane right now, I'd be saying like, oh, Neeb will maybe even 2-0 because Neeb is that good at PvP and like has dominated Korean styles before. Obviously the Kespa Cup. So, okay, yeah, Neeb is a very good PvPer, but MCanning shouldn't take much shame in being V0'd by him, as yeah, he's just that good. So, I actually have some decent hope for MCanning going up against Hurricane, and Hurricane's not the type of guy always getting to, you know, the round of 4, the finals of the Olimoleague. In fact, I don't think he's been in the round of 4 in quite some time.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. Small little things going on so far. Hurricane did go for the double Adept opening. It allows him to be a little bit more aggressive and get some more scouting information. And I guess really interestingly, he does what a lot of pros players don't do in this matchup, and that's retreat with the Adepts after he gets a scout out and sees, oh, my Nexus is faster than yours. Cool. And he just backs up. He doesn't bother to go into the main base. He doesn't bother to scout in the main base too much, besides just kind of getting those initial Adept shades in.
Mm-hmm. And they both expand. You got a Robo coming down for MCanning, and then just a third Gateway, actually. As well as Robo already being down for Hurricane. So, big note here is that there's no Twilight Council with what Hurricane is doing. And that War Prism does look kind of scary.
Yeah, especially on Cactus Valley. At this game, I mean, you have to remember, MCanning is the disruptor god. He generally likes to get up to the later games in PvP in pretty much every matchup. So I imagine he's going to want to do the same thing here. And as you expand on Cactus Valley, especially in PvP where there's disruptor shots going off everywhere, choke points and everything become so problematic. And positioning of your army is ridiculously important. And I think against like things like War Prism harassment, this could be a really rough map for that.
Not sure how necessary the soccer is to go chasing that probe. I would only bring, like, otherwise, no point in bringing that up. The game's going on for some time, but, like, seriously, there's a really scary attack coming from Hurricane, and you would think that MCanning would need as many units as possible back home. One stalker coming from the back is not going to be as helpful as one just helping Micro on the front. Force fields do come down, but the Mothership Core is pretty late. She was in a position, and that pylon's going to go down.
That means no Foot and Overcharge is going to be available. He was relying a lot on just those force fields being super godlike, but he's just getting completely outpaced in terms of gateway production.
Yeah, this looks like it's a game. GG.
Well, that was straightforward. That's one word for it.
Yeah, that is one word for it. Just didn't... I mean... MCanning really didn't have a lot of scouting. He didn't have his own Adepts trying to get in there, seeing what the build was anyways, and he didn't have someone on the Zelnaga, Adept, Probe, Soccer, whatever, that would have at least alerted him and had his Mothership Core in position. Probably would have tried to place on a second pylon, too. You see an attack like that? There just was a severe lack of scouting.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even catch wind of the attack. By the way, I think he wants to go to Honor Grounds now.
Oh, okay. Is Undergrounds on the map pool?
I don't actually think so.
It's not.
I was like, wait a second.
And, what's the other one that's on the map pool? Palladino.
Yeah, Palladino. I was like, it's either Proxima or Palladino. I forget which one. Because I keep mixing those up for some reason.
I don't blame you. When the map pool was first introduced, I did the same thing. And then I got it, but I don't know why it just sounds like it'd be different. Proxima is in proximity, like it's the small one. That's not the case.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were just giving a mnemonic device to actually remember this, and I was like, oh, that's a good way of remembering. Now I'm gonna mix it up even more because you've given me a reason.
The way that I remember it is that Proxima, you have to proxy on that map if you want to do any early game damage, because it is such a big map in general. That's how you do it.
There you go. If you stretch out the logic enough, you'll come up with something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Well, I feel like that attack from MCanning, it's like you said, a lot of it just came down to the fact that he didn't really have a lot of scouting out, and I will give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt and leeway on it. It's Cactus Valley. I can kind of understand you trying to say like, oh, I'll try and get away with a little bit more greed. It's not just about the fact that it's kind of harder to get a scout out on your opponent. It also takes a really long time to travel across the map with all those early gateway units. But I really would like to see him play a little bit, I guess, more defensive in game number 2, or at least scout out a little bit more in game number 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, he picked up Bizzle Reef.
Yeah. Making the lobby now.
I feel bad because I know you're also the one streaming, but it's like last time I made lobbies, you yelled at me.
I yell at you every time. No. I mean, at this point, it's pretty much habit for me. Kind of forget that maybe I shouldn't.
I mean, if you can handle the production and also make lobbies, then I'm not going to complain.
I still don't know what I'm supposed to do to fix this, like, Twitch alerts thing. Someone follow. I just tried something. Oh, they're ready. Alright, second game. And this PvP is going to be on Abyssal Reef. So, gonna need to change this one too. Oh no, it automatically changed. Oh, that's right. Op Studio has a couple of neat features besides just being generally better than the regular studio, or the regular ops. And one of them has to be that you can actually, like, between scenes in the same scene collection, you can just be like, use existing item, and like you won't have to go in between all the scenes and change them every single time. It's the same thing. Like Twitch alerts. Hey, you know, technology and smart things. Anyway, it's game number 2, and in the bottom right, he is currently down 1. It is the orange Protoss MCanning.
And his opponent, up in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the red Protoss player setting up 1-0. It's Hurricane. The MSV clan. Not familiar with that one.
No, I'm not sure what that is either. I want to say it's new. We cast a lot of these Korean guys, and you see enough Koreans, you start to memorize what their clans are, such as the Dopin clan. But I've never seen this one.
Yeah, the logo, I'm not gonna lie, kind of looks like one of those community, like, here's a bunch of just random players, not like a proper team kind of clan. You get, like, the clan that has their logo, and it's literally just a generic StarCraft background logo with the words MSV, or the letters MSV over it.
Yeah, it's like just one of those planet. It even has, like, BattleNet in the bottom. That looks like it's from Brood War.
Oh yeah, that's the BattleNet 1.0 logo, I think.
That's really weird. I mean, maybe it's also a Brood War clan, and they just moved over. I don't know. That can happen.
I'm pretty sure that's a StarCraft 2 planet background, though. I don't think that's a StarCraft 1 planet background.
That definitely is, but I mean, a lot of these... There are a lot of clans that we just would not know about, of course, not being in Korea, not being a pro gamer in Korea. And that includes a lot of clans that still have, like, not just, like, StarCraft 2 divisions, but maybe Brood War, maybe even Warcraft. Although I doubt it's a less popular, but it kind of happened in, it happens in North America, too, in Europe, too, where, like, these old clans will come back. In fact, we were talking about that and Showtime yesterday, because he was on that new team that formed after Millennium disbanded, and that team was made because a bunch of guys on Millennium used to also be on this team back in the Warcraft days, I guess. So they decided to kind of remake it, and that was kind of a cool little history part of it.
That's actually really neat, and I guess that is kind of one of the fun things that came from so many players actually being available again. Is that maybe not like the super top tier A team players a lot of the time in Korea, but maybe some of the B teamers actually end up going to some of the smaller clans, and you get to see more of that kind of community aspect. We do have adept on adept action right now. Ooh la la.
Yeah. Hurricane's probe is awfully close to MCanning's base as well, and he just won the... Well, maybe not. Well, he actually didn't, but
yeah.
He's gonna cancel that shade. I don't think he wants to reveal... Oh, he didn't. Never mind.
Adept Shade is okay. It's on cooldown for a little bit. It's still going to be finishing up. I think the Stalkers might be able to get 1 or 2 more shots off on this Adept.
Oh, it's very close.
So close.
Yeah. But it's, you know, pretty important here that it got very, very close to scouting that pylon and just barely didn't. That Adept died before it could see it. So That's a bit of a problem because, again, MCanning doesn't have much scouting otherwise. He scouted the 2 gateways and all that, but then he got out, right? Like, as most probes do. So the lack of a nexus has yet to be noticed by MCanning. And he's trying to get this nexus up. He's trying to get to a robo. I mean, all things you usually want to get to, but his militia core is not in position once again, so this pylon might just be killed before it can do anything.
Yeah, and on top of that, he did end up going for the double sentries because he wants to have that energy for hallucination. He whoops in another sentry. This is worst case situation against a big resonating glaive attack.
Oh god. Get on top of the sentries as well. They try and save themselves, which is kind of cool, I guess, but they just end up trapping, really. This one on the low ground gets killed too, and the adepts even shade out. Maybe in time for the first. Yeah, it's perfect, really.
Wow. All of the adepts, I think, end up surviving. I think that this has been a pretty rough game for MCanning, but of course he does have the Nexus finishing up. If he can somehow manage to survive, he's still probably going to be playing a little bit from behind, but he will have that at Nexus, as well as 7 additional workers.
I don't know about having that Nexus. Pylon does go down, and the Nexus... It's going to take a while for these adepts to kill it, but there's not much else that MCanning can do. We're sending another set of Stalkers, but still isn't really outpacing Hurricane's production or current army.
Looks like Hurricane realizing I don't even need to shade into your mineral line. I can just take on your stalkers. You don't have that many. Has to be a little bit careful about overcommitting because Photon Overcharge will still be pretty strong. But, well, actually, warping in some sentries. It looks like he's just going to try and guarantee and secure that kill to natural.
Yep. Sorry, go Boot Stalkers.
That's going to be GG. Yeah. Hurricane picks a 2-0, advances on.
Some very early... severe aggression. I mean, it's not too typical, I would say, in PvP. Not that we get to cast a lot of PvP, but maybe I'd see that type of build once in a best of 3. I don't know about back-to-back. And, of course, 2 different types as well. One including a robo, one just being resonating glaives. Kinda sucks for MCanning to go out like that.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. I know it was getting pretty late in the morning for him, but still, Hurricane played that out pretty well and just kind of... I mean, he just punished somebody who wasn't quite getting all the scouting information he needed really, really well. It was just a really, really good job of doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be the end of that series. So we're going to be looking into the next series. There's, of course, a lot of really good names on the brackets. We still have Hero, Kelazor, Classic, Bunny, King, Gumiho. I mean, all the usuals as well as a couple of those really... big names. So a lot to choose from. 2-minute break here. Get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, guys.